quad. Welcome to the quad. Welcome to the quad. Merry Christmas from the quad. Welcome to the quad.
What's up, everybody? This is the Quad with Chris Young. For anyone that is not a video watcher of us on YouTube, you missed that glorious victory dance I just gave on screen. And you're also missing, this is a true throwback.
It is.
Cowboys puffy starter jacket. And while it does not make me... It is, let's say it's not the most form-fitting. Fashion was a little different back then.
But it looks so comfy.
But it is very comfy. Much like our...
all the wind was broken that day.
All the wind was broken. I will probably end up taking this off at some point. But welcome to the Quad. As always, I'm Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
On that note, if you don't watch us, go and watch us. Hello.
Producer Josh.
Hi.
Oh, sorry. And Ryan from Miami.
Insufferable Cowboys fans everywhere emerging from their beds and bedrooms.
Oh,
morning.
No. We're not going to do that, Mr. Insufferable Florida man. You do not get, no. This is the week that we get to crow, buddy. We get to crow this week. All right? Not eat it like normally.
That was impressive. This might be, this isn't hyperbole. We can talk about this soon. This might be the best Cowboys team of my lifetime. Just saying.
Maybe not of your lifetime, but it's certainly
of your adult lifetime when you're paying attention.
Adult lifetime.
Of your betting,
Yeah,
of your
correct.
betting lifetime for sure.
That's
absolutely
yes,
for sure.
That did not go
sure.
well for me last night either.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We got so much stuff to get to today, and Ryan has a meeting at 10:30. So we'll try and keep it brief, but packed full of information. First of all, as always, Ryan, we are going to start out with what?
Him scrambling
polls,
to figure
polls,
things out.
Yes.
Oh my
we started
God,
out with
dude.
polls,
We're
and you
gonna start
tried to
with
get
panic.
me. You tried to get me, and they're on the screen. So, bleep you all. I'm ready to go. Let's go. All right. We had two polls, by the way, from last week. First of all, the spontaneous poll, which was the hashtag bonus hot take, was most addictive game of all time. And Candy Crush was an overwhelming victor in that one with 51.2% of the vote. And then the best ending to a movie of all time with 36.5% of the vote, just edging out The Matrix with 35.5% of the vote.
Oh, come on.
Was Avengers Infinity War. So Avengers Infinity War was the victor.
Victory!
Recency bias.
Recency
So is
bias.
Candy Crush.
As always, you can,
She's not-
you can
she's
vote
not
for our
wrong.
polls.
Just so we're clear, Candy Crush came out in 2012.
Yeah, but it's still
It's
the one that
modern day
it's
cell
constantly updated, and it's, yeah. There's multiple versions of it.
I'm gonna play it right now.
As always, you can find our polls on Twitter or X, if you will, at the Quad with CY. We have only one X account. It is at the Quad with CY, and go vote on our polls there.
Yeah, if you guys are ever confused, like, honestly, it just...
You can look at the interactions on the page.
Yeah, and you can look at the fact that my page interacts with it and not a fake one. And if you're wondering if it's a fake one, if it has 3,000 followers, it ain't me, guys.
It ain't me, babe.
We also, I just found, we're randomly following Andrew Brandt for whatever reason on our Quad with CY account. So Andrew Brandt is someone we're following.
Shout
in case you
out.
want to verify that.
Probably
And the Opry.
should probably unfollow whoever that is. Sorry.
Yeah.
No offense.
I want to talk about Christmas shopping because we are in the heart of the season. Has anyone been Christmas shopping yet?
Actually physically going to the mall?
Actually physically Christmas shopping? Because I have.
I have.
I have not yet.
Spent a good 7 hours
Right.
last week.
I'm excited to begin my Christmas shopping 9 days from today. So that would be just before the eve of Christmas. Yeah.
What is that, January 3rd?
Are you shopping for one person? What are you doing?
No. This I will dedicate about 4 hours of my day, 2 hours of which I will scramble on Amazon to find any gifts that can get here within time for my folks, and then I will probably scramble to a mall, which I don't even know how I could find a mall. I haven't been to a mall in a long time, but I'm going to go to a mall and get the remaining number of those gifts. So it will be about a 4 hour mad scram, but we're going to get it done.
I mean, look, there's multiple malls in Nashville, which is weird because that's not a normal thing anymore, right?
Seemingly not. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I feel like malls are making a comeback. Malls are making a comeback.
They are and they aren't. I think everyone gets irritated now, especially this time of year, because so many people use delivery services like Amazon or jumping on the TikTok shop trend, that they see like the delivery dates are already right now past Christmas.
Yes, but according to our friends at Bautiste Financial, which it sounds like a very official site, between 2020 and 2022, top tier malls reported an annual growth of 5%. And lower tier malls, they had a larger growth rate of 9%. So malls, according to Bautiste Financial, making a comeback.
Growth from when? COVID shutdown? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're talking about. And by the way, Ryan, when you say that, I won't say which mall it was here, but it was not. I mean, it's one of the bigger ones. Mm-hmm. I'm really trying to be vague about this.
Like how to not
near Nashville. And I was walking through it, and there are like signs up, "Hey, canines will be roaming the mall."
Which
it's not a good sign.
No,
do you
but
get to pet
also
them?
You don't.
But also, porch pirates are really bad around these days because so many people use delivery services.
If you don't know what a porch pirate is, and you're very concerned about that phrase, that's people that come up and steal your stuff after it gets delivered.
It's a tough.
Also
season.
a reminder.
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Josh. Sorry about that. No, please. I didn't mean
Please,
to.
all you.
By the way, before either one of you guys cede to each other, since evidently you're confused about how to do this podcasting thing, sorry, I had to. Right. First of all, Ryan made a comment in the chat yesterday, and it really annoyed me because he goes, "Hey, can we make sure we're on time because I have a meeting?"
Yeah.
And I was annoyed because how many people have missed multiple of these this year? It's been Ryan.
I feel like it's relatively even if we were to look across the board, but that's okay. I'll take the blame and I'll take the. That's fine. That's fine. Sorry, someone who has four gigs that I'm balancing. My apologies.
No, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there, my guy. That is not the corner to land on.
You were not that dude, my guy.
I like turtles.
Haley, I'm just playing. Anyway, I will say no one's stealing anything from my house. If you come near the front door.
Whoa.
Porter is losing his mind. I meant my dog, dude.
Oh, okay. I wondered what was following that sentence. I didn't know if I needed to read any disclaimers.
No. Porter can take care of my light work. I'm not concerned. He's a really big German Shepherd.
Yes, he
He's
is.
very irritated if you come to the front door.
Even if he likes you, it's still kind of terrifying.
He's still kind of mean until he's like, "Oh wait, I know you. Okay, we're cool. No, go ahead, you guys.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
We were talking about people stealing stuff off of porches.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just going to say around this time, it's an annual tradition to always hear the phrase, "Remember, folks, pack your patience."
Pack your patience. He's trying to segue out of getting himself in trouble by making the comment about me. And he's frozen on screen.
Yeah,
it looks like
that'd be awesome.
That's actually really impressive. Anyone watching this, it
almost
almost
pretty
looked
good.
like it froze.
That was good.
Like you just nailed it. That's really good.
Someone excelled at freeze tag.
Yeah, someone was really good at freeze tag.
I was really good at freeze tagging.
Okay. Let's go to music. We'll start there.
Music.
As always, Young Love and Saturday Nights. It's the song. Go stream it. Go listen to it. Check it out if you haven't already. It's pretty cool. I like turtles.
You had a couple shows.
Yeah, I did. I had a show out in North Carolina, which was a fundraiser for St. Jude. Very, very happy to be a part of that. That was really, really cool. Packed out the building. Everybody there was amazing. It was really weird because it was cold outside, but when you put like a packed out room full of people, everybody was hot. I felt so bad because I played for like almost 90 minutes, and by the end of it, it was acoustic. By the end of it, people are just like, you can see them sweating in the crowd.
Well, because you're wearing warm clothes.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that showed up and helped raise money for St. Jude, which is just incredible. Also, I just want to say it's amazing that country radio leans into that so much. If you guys have never learned about St. Jude or donated to them in any way, one of my favorite things about that organization is they donate all of their research, which is something that doesn't get done by most hospitals, and most people don't realize that. They normally make other hospitals pay to have access to their research, and St. Jude does not. So on top of taking care of these families and these kids that are going through some of the most traumatic experiences of their life, the kids and the parents, they really do call it becoming a partner in hope for a reason. And it's a pretty incredible, it's not even pretty incredible, it's an incredible organization. Just what they do is insane. So big shout out to them. And then I got to play the Opry Country Christmas show, which was really fun because it's the first time this year I've had a show where all I did was play Christmas music. I didn't play any of my singles on the radio. I just played stuff from my Christmas album, which if you haven't checked that out, please go check that out. Boyz II Men's on there on a song. Alan Jackson's on there. Brad Paisley. And then a bunch of my favorite Christmas songs that I got a chance to cover. So if you're into that sort of thing, you want some stuff on in the house this year to listen to during Christmas time if you're decorating the tree, if you hadn't already done that yet, go check that out. But really, really fun. What about you guys?
I have some really weird, fun news that I got this morning.
Let's go.
So my song, Let Me Let You Go, streaming well. I'm very excited about just the response and everything. I got an email this morning. It's going to be on the Tony Kornheiser show this week on his on his podcast. They're playing it on Uncle Tony's podcast from
I like it
from PTI on ESPN. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
Super fun. So
that's great, man.
That's my big one for today.
That's really cool.
Is Uncle Tony a big fan? How did this come about?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you want to tell us, or is this one of those things you have to be vague about?
This is just I'm pretty good at music. No, it is a friend of mine knows one of the producers, and Uncle Tony's podcast. They highlight different songs throughout the week as part of their programming, and so he floated my name to it, and they liked the song, and so it got added.
Nice. Congratulations, buddy.
As everything in life, it's all just like one person away from someone vouching for you.
That can vouch for you and put you on. And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
love that.
Pretty fun.
That's amazing.
Especially as a lifetime, pardon the interruption, fan.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
But
I don't think anybody would take that any sort of way. Tony Kornheiser's been around for a very long time. He's a legend.
Yes. Bless you.
Yeah. You okay over there?
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Okay.
I have a little cough.
So, yeah, it's definitely, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to segue into what are you listening to, which I don't know if you guys are going Christmas, but
I'm not.
I certainly am. I'm sorry. This comes around 1 month a year. I'm going to take advantage. And I'm going to go all the way back to the very first track off of Christmas by Michael Bublé from 2011. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You've got to be.
Is that what you're going to pick?
Yes, because I just talked to you about how much I love Michael Bublé and I love his Christmas stuff. And I was like, I'm going to pick a Michael Bublé song. Probably the same song that we were just listening to.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. Michael Bublé. If you haven't seen the Bubbly commercials, that's going to be lost on you as a joke. Kind of like when I was having to do all that KKGO stuff with you when I
those are wonderful times.
You graciously helped me record all of this information where I'm like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is KKGO. I'm Chris Young. We're taking over the airwaves. I know you're normally used to other jocks being here, but I had to do everything off the cuff. Ryan, you'll appreciate this because even right now I'm just running this through my head as something random. It'd be like, I'm so glad that you guys wanted to listen in. I'm so glad to be here with you. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Christmas time. Right now, we're going to do a stop set of 5 songs before you hear back from me, but we're going to kick things off with, and if you haven't seen Deadpool, you won't understand this joke. Wham.
We did like,
oh my God, dude.
it's
hours.
4 weeks of 4-hour blocks of all of that. It was wonderful.
It took hours to record that. So
good
anybody that's listening to this podcast right now that was in LA and or LA adjacent and heard KKGO's takeover the past several years when I did it, just know that a lot of effort went into that, and I did not get paid for that. I did that for your benefit, not mine.
It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of papers to shuffle and talk through, but we got it. It was great.
Yeah, we nailed it. Nailed it. Wham. Josh?
Yeah, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, which is called And the Writer Is. It's a songwriter named Ross Golan who interviews a bunch of different songwriters, and it's a wonderful resource to get to hear stories behind different songwriters and kind of their process, a lot of the industry inside stuff. But he was interviewing Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, who's a fascinating human being. And it turns out Meteora, Linkin Park's second record, turns 20 years old.
Oh, my God.
20 years old next year. 20 years ago that came out. You guys feel old yet? So I'm going to I am choosing the first song off of oh crap, it was just pulled up a second ago. The first song off of Meteora, which is Don't Stay. I went on a big deep dive yesterday and listened to both the first 2 records. And
I just want to point out that my career is 18 years old this coming year.
Yeah, man.
Which is scary. But I did sign when I was 20, so there's that. Have you picked a different song yet, or should we go to Ryan first?
I'm doing another Michael Bublé song. I don't care.
Okay.
That was my goal. All right. I'm just going to do I'll Be Home for Christmas. Anything he sings in Christmas is just soothing.
Yeah, for sure. Rye?
So speaking of artist takeovers, as you're listening to KCCO Radio here, we're setting you up for the next 5 songs. Anyway, there has been a new Sirius XM channel that is launched, which Josh and I am sure are very fond of. It is called Life with John Mayer, Sirius XM channel 14, which I have been just crushing over the last, 72 hours, and plays a lot of his own tunes, but also plays a lot of his favorite music and artists and albums that have inspired him. So some random songs just pop up, but ABC, the Jackson 5, I listened to that this morning. That got me in a good mood. So cheers to Life with John Mayer, because there's always some good tunes on there that pop up to get me in a really good mood.
Oh, I can't sing that. Anyway.
Also a fun little note about that song. If it's the older mixes, you have the drums on the right and the bass on the left, or vice versa. I can't remember. So it's
drums right, bass
drums
left.
right, bass left. So they're hard panned. So if you only had one speaker, you wouldn't hear any drums, or vice versa. It's really interesting. That's how mixing has come a long way since then.
Well, so what they thought they were doing is trying to make space
for the center vocal. So they put the drums all the way to the right and the bass all the way to the left, so that the vocal was right in the center.
Quick nerd moment.
So I could play DJ in my car if I do like the fader
balance,
from left to right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
I can literally play DJ in my car with that. Nice.
Quick nerd moment for everyone out there listening to us right now about music, and you've always wondered about this. So when they talk about Mutt Lange sort of quote unquote creating the wall of sound.
What'd you call me?
You heard me.
You heard me. No. Basically, you have 2 options to make space in a mix where it doesn't sound like it's muddy and you don't hear individual things sort of peak out. Technically, you have 3. One of them is dB, which is you're pulling up how loud something is versus how soft something is in the mix actively throughout the song. You do that for like solos on a certain instrument. You may pick up the dB a little bit so that it's louder in the mix and you hear it more forward.
dB stands for decibel.
Yeah.
Which is the increment of volume.
I was going to say, no, I'm trying to be as simple as possible.
Yes.
Two is you can pan things left and right. So imagine all the way in your left ear in a headphone is 180 degrees, and 180 degrees the other way instead of a 360, which would be a full revolution. So halfway the other way, if you're thinking of a clock, from 9 to 3, that's your right ear, is 3. So you space everything out throughout those different increments on the clock until the only things that are centered normally are at very least vocal, snare, and bass normally.
And kick drum, yeah.
And kick. But then you also can do EQ, which gets way more complicated to explain, but it's basically which parts of the instrument you're hearing so that things don't step on each other. And it's a very nuanced process. That is the most dumbed down way I know to explain it. But
no, that's good. It's how loud or how soft something is, where it is in the sound field, left or right, and then EQ. If you have like a stereo at home that has bass, middle, and treble, it is that, but for each individual instrument along this whole spectrum.
Yeah, it is a balancing act for sure.
And so back then, before we had
they just went screw it.
Yeah, well, or back then, because they didn't have the fidelity or the space or even the track count to do it, they would pan stuff really hard right, really hard left, and then leave the center just available for the vocal so the vocal could actually stand out. We have gotten better with all sorts of methods of technology, et cetera, to make these things work a little bit better. And there is your nerd corner for audio.
Yay, there it is. All right, let's go to sports.
Sports.
Josh,
Do we have to?
you got to talk about it. So take it away, because I'm going to go take this jacket off and come back in a T-shirt.
Sounds good.
It's getting too hot.
The Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Buffalo Bills 20-17.
Oh, whoa. Were we? I thought you were going to go NBA season tournament first.
Nope. I'm going to just
Never
pull
mind.
the...
I can't leave for this.
I was pulling the Band-Aid
I'll wait.
off. I'm pulling the Band-Aid off right now. Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Buffalo Bills 20-17 on what is not a controversial call at the end, the second to last play of the game, in which Kadarius Toney, who has lined up offsides multiple times this season, lines up offsides and then has one. Travis Kelce has one of the best catch and then lateral for what should have been a game-winning play, but gets called back, and the Chiefs lose. I am not going to be a Chiefs homer that says he wasn't offsides or this is bull crap or the refs are blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that. The Chiefs have been sloppy all year long. Our wide receiver play has been sloppy all year long.
We don't have any.
We don't have a wide receiver. And I talked about this last week. This comes back to Chris Jones and the holdout. And if we would have gotten that done earlier, we could have gotten someone in free agency. I can also, as a Chiefs fan, talk myself into 5 plays being different and we're 11-1. I'm not going to do that. But you can make a case that, like, hey, if Kadarius Toney just catches the ball against Detroit, Valdez-Scantling catches the long ball. Like, there's these handful of things where you can go, wow, the Chiefs would be like at the top of the NFL right now. But we're not. We are sloppy. I think Travis Kelce is hurt. He does not want to get hit. That's even why he lateraled it. You saw him. He was about to get clobbered by 3 guys, and he throws it behind him. Was it a smart play? Yes, it was. It was awesome. Will we ever get to see it again? No. Because
you'll never see that in the annals in the history of the NFL.
Or in his highlight reel of when he hits the Hall of Fame. Like, it doesn't exist. That play got wiped off the map. I don't know what to think about this team right now. You could also tell me that, because again, this is like 5 plays different. We're 11-1. You could also tell me that it's all backup quarterbacks in the AFC right now. And so I'm going to bet on the good Patrick Mahomes against all of the backups, but it doesn't feel great. And I know we've got New England in New England, and maybe that'll right the ship for a week, but I don't know what to do. I don't.
How do you feel about Patrick Mahomes' reactions? Like,
I feel
going up to Josh Allen and like not even being like good game, but like that, like just cursing him out for being like that was a bad call.
That's the only him reacting strongly. And tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. I thought is warranted. You know, he did everything he can to win the game. But at the end of the day, you have to go up and shake the other guy's hand and be like, good game.
For sure. He hadn't cooled down enough to be classy. Now, I give Patrick all the credit in the world. He is always, week in, week out, said, it's on me. He's always held himself to a very high standard, and this was like his very human moment of being very frustrated with what's going on. I don't know if, there are reports that Kadarius Toney looked at the ref and the ref gave him a thumbs up. Then a bunch of CBS reporters reported that he did that, and then they deleted their tweets. There's all sorts of stuff. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of it. He was offsides. It got called. That's how football gets played. I don't mind that Patrick was heated. I think it's probably good for the team that he was. The timing of it's not great. It looks like he's just complaining to Josh Allen that like, I got robbed. Good game though, bro. I know it sucks. That sucks. That doesn't.
By the way, that's not what it looks like. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And you have to stay within yourself, at least in that moment. Be irritated in the press conference.
He's typically, though, very put together, Patrick is. So I'm okay with if he's animated, then there's something up. And
that's not animated, though, Rye. That's not animated.
He was. Oh no, the end of that game, he was.
No. I'm saying that's beyond animated. That's a little more than.
He was
animated.
outraged. But even in the post game press conference, if you heard him, like in the full context of the clip that was played in his post game presser, like he is saying to the refs, like, I've been for 7 years in the league that has never been called, but yet it's called in that moment. Like he was irate over the inconsistencies with refereeing. But Josh,
can I give you a stat since you love stats?
Yeah, go ahead. I've got a few too.
2021, one call like that where there was a player lined up offsides. 2022, two calls where a player was lined up offsides in the neutral zone.
A wide receiver? Like you're talking about a wide receiver like
yes.
that, right? Yeah.
This year,
it's a lot.
11. They're making it a point of emphasis. And as a coach, Andy Reid has to drill that into them that, hey, they are calling this year. They are calling it a lot. You cannot line up offsides. Can't do it.
Can I say this?
And he was offsides.
There is no team in the AFC I fear more than the 8-5 Kansas City Chiefs. And the reason I say that is, while every game after that Bears blowout game in September has been within one score in the fourth quarter for this Chiefs team, this is the best defense Patrick Mahomes has had since he's been there. I just feel like this offense is going to figure it out. And Josh, you had mentioned some of basically the self-inflicted wounds that have held this team back from being what could potentially be 11-1. The drops at receivers, right? Kadarius Toney and company have dropped in even 8% of Mahomes' passes this season. That is the worst drop rate by any group of wideouts over the past decade by a full percentage point.
Yeah.
They are literally holding themselves back. I think they're going to figure that out. And I think they're a team that if the Ravens or the Dolphins get the number one seed, I'm scared bleepless of that Kansas City team because they're going to figure it out offensively and they're going to get hot at the right time. And to your point, you're a player or two away of really being 11-1. Also, the Denver Broncos are one game back of you in the division, which I also think is kind of.
I know. No one knows that more than I do. It is.
Oh my God!
After getting blown out 70-20, the Broncos are one game back in the AFC West, which is just the craziest thing. Now, is there some luck on their sides? Did the Bills line up 12 people, which cost them the game? Absolutely. There's some stuff, but there is always stuff.
I've seen some things, man.
I've seen some things in my travels.
Stuff.
It's I'm not. The Chiefs don't have a very tough schedule for the rest of the year, so there is time to work some stuff out. However, my trust is probably the lowest it's been in our wide receivers, and that includes the year that we had with Dwayne Bowe, where we didn't throw a touchdown to a wide receiver all year. Like that year, I remember. I'm that level of Chiefs fan where I remember that year.
So do fantasy footballers remember that year too, because that was an infuriating year for fantasy football owners.
All right, since we don't, I'm sorry, but
it's okay. Man. It's all right. We can move on.
I'm sorry. No. I just want to point out that the Cowboys, first of all, looked amazing. They looked incredible. They came out and just
Did work.
walked the Eagles. And if you look at that score and you think, it's sort of close. No, it wasn't. There was one play they got blown up on by the defense. The defense was the only thing that scored a touchdown from the Philadelphia Eagles. And actually, our kicker scored more points than the entire Eagles team.
Yep.
That was a demolishing of a 10-2 team. Even
a 10-2 team that looks shaken right now, Philadelphia, after losses to San Francisco and Dallas.
Well, okay.
Blowout losses.
Right. Stop it. Don't diminish the win. You cannot diminish that win.
I'm not. I'm not diminishing the win. I'm making an observation.
You can make an observation without sort of making it backhanded as well. I can point out your gigantic wins as the Dolphins against a team where you blew them out and then you proceeded to lose to a team you weren't supposed to lose to.
I'm excited for our Christmas Eve matchup, Dolphins Cowboys. But
so am I.
I'm impressed that Dallas. If nothing else, Dallas has shown if they get home field advantage in the postseason, they're making it to the Super Bowl. Like they are undefeated.
Here's the only problem.
They cannot be handled at home.
And this is the thing that I have to bring up for all of my fellow Dallas fans out there and the haters. By the way, we're good this year. Surprise. Hello. This is not your normal Dallas team. We are really good. Right now, Dak Prescott is MVP. Right at this moment, he's the MVP. Period. Full stop. That being said, that's at this moment, and they have some work to do. Got to go to Buffalo, which thankfully the weather is, again, going to be like high in the 60s. So it's not going to be a snow game. They have to go to Miami, who is a great team, Rye. Y'all have a great team. And Stephon Gilmore popped up last night and played his butt off. So I'm hoping that happens.
2 weeks in a row, really.
Yeah, I'm hoping that continues because they're really going to need it against the speed of Miami.
Yeah, Gilmore switched on to DK Metcalf halfway through that Seattle game, and that's what won.
And locked him down, yeah.
That's what won you guys the game against Seattle. And then last night he was incredible.
I will also say this. It sucks because if both teams win out, Philly has the NFL tiebreaker rule. So even though they would both be 14-3, and we both beat each other at home, technically, by letter of the law, Philly gets the spot. And Philly has a very cupcake schedule for the next 4 games.
They play the Giants twice coming up.
Hey. Tommy DeVito, TD.
Get out of here.
TD. With the way
no, Tommy DeVito is not good. Please stop it.
With the way the Eagles are playing defense right now, TD.
But you know what? I will root for Tommy DeVito.
Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito.
I'm going to say it. If Tommy DeVito beats the Eagles in any one of those games
we all get jerseys.
And causes the Cowboys to get into the NFC East, I will buy every single one of us a jersey so we can wear it that week on the podcast.
Let's go.
I don't care if it is Christmas Eve. I will go find 4 of those jerseys and make it happen. I will make it happen.
I'll piggyback this. I'll gold belly a Joe's Pizza from New York, and we will just bring in the Italian.
Gosh.
We will live in it.
Also, let's talk about the Bears.
I do want to say I'm happy that I got to watch a good game from the Bears this year. It's exciting getting to be excited about a game because, mainly it's just depressed and you want them to lose. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are helping us get our number 1 draft pick still. So there's that. But I do want to say I need the Bears fans to calm down a slight hair because it's literally 360 now from the comments under the thing. And they're all like 9-8 wild card Super Bowl.
180 for the
not
record.
360,
360 would be right back.
Yeah,
they would be right
180.
back.
180.
That's
Well,
kind of where
on
the
it-
Bears fans would end up anyway.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, there's a reason I said 180 from 9 to 3 on the clock earlier, but she missed that part, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But they need to calm down because now they're all like 9-8 wild card Super Bowl. Woo. And I'm like, okay, you guys, no.
How do you
Calm
feel
down.
about Justin Fields right now?
I'm still not a huge fan. He still can only run the ball.
Let me throw this hypothetical thing that I listened to this morning on a podcast.
Okay.
If the Chargers let's say you get the number 1 pick with the Carolina pick.
Well, they do. They locked it in.
Oh, it's
which
locked
is,
in?
Yeah, no,
They're
it's
locked
locked
in at
in.
one?
They have the number 1 pick, which is, I think, why now they've turned to switch, and all of a
And
sudden they're
trying to
winning
win.
games.
Yeah, they don't care now. If the Los Angeles Chargers offered you Justin Herbert for the number 1 pick, would you do it?
No, absolutely not. I don't think Justin Herbert would work well in our system.
Wouldn't you just get a new system that works well for Justin Herbert?
No, because we keep trying.
No. I will say it 1 billion times, and I know you're answering this question, and I'm stepping all over your answer, but no, Justin Herbert is not him. Stop it.
We keep trying to build a system around a quarterback, but we can't. Like, I want them to, again, I guess, start over and build the quarterback that that we could draft and build him around what we're good at. But unfortunately, we don't have a good coach that calls good plays. So we need to get rid of them too. It's all screenplays. That's the only thing he knows how to play.
If the 49ers offered you Brock Purdy for the number 1 pick,
They would not do that.
let me just we don't know. 49ers do all sorts of stuff. They went all in on Trey Lance and got rid of him 2 years later. What if the 49ers offered you Brock Purdy for the number 1 pick? Would you do it?
I'd be more.
I love
Inclined
this.
to listen.
I love this game, by the way. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
I would be more inclined to take Brock Purdy. I would not want Justin Herbert. And he just fractured his finger, by the way.
Yeah, he just hurt himself.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I understand that.
And I get it. He's been behind a much maligned offensive line, and all the excuses for Justin Herbert that always pop up whenever I bring this stuff up. He's just not that good.
we continuously have an issue with our offensive line. That's one thing that apparently the Bears don't know how to do is build an offensive line. It's a constant problem. So we need a quarterback that can use a short time in the pocket, and that's not Justin Herbert.
Remember when we thought the
Bear.
Lions were undefeatable, by the way?
Yeah, they've been exposed. By the way, they were a 1 play away from the Bears, losing to the Bears again a few weeks prior. So I just played NFL Predictor, and I love this. I love going in and typing in all the scenarios. By the way, the Bears' remaining schedule, they have games at Cleveland, which that's going to be a tough game. Home against the Cardinals, home against the Falcons, at Green Bay. Winnable games if they play like they did yesterday. If the Bears win out, they will be 9-8 and have a 57% chance to make the playoffs. I'm rooting for that. I am rooting for the Bears to win out, finish at 500, somehow get in the playoffs and lose, and then be in NFL purgatory once again.
Well, they can't finish at 500 unless they tie.
Well, yeah, touche. You're correct.
We also
lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. Packers is our Achilles heel. We're going to lose to them regardless, especially now that they actually look decent.
I just find it funny that the Bears have a chance. They have a chance to make the playoffs if they win their remaining 4 games.
They do.
Not going to happen, though.
Quick yes or no, since we need to move on from sports because you're running out of time, Rye, and I don't want to hold you up. You think your team wins tonight, yes or no?
I do. Yeah, I do. And then reclaims the number 1 seed in the AFC.
All right. Let's go to movies. Movies. So, The Santa Claus, which is so funny. This movie is from 94, and it's so old that the way it shows up on the internet, it does not show up the normal way that we see it. Like, as far as like the whole IMDb page. I'm sorry, let me try that one more time. IMDb page. And like everything that's attached to it, it just it's so short. I can't even read a description of the movie. Like the description of the movie is like, The Santa Claus is a media franchise that consists of 3 American holiday family comedy theatrical feature films starring Tim Allen. Thank you. Did you find it? Mm-hmm. I don't know why it popped up that way to me. So, divorced dad Scott, Tim Allen, has custody of his son, Eric Lloyd, on Christmas Eve after he accidentally my God. The way they wrote this sounds like, think about it if you don't know what this movie is.
Yeah.
Now listen to this description. Divorced dad Scott has custody of his son on Christmas Eve. After he accidentally kills a man in a Santa suit, they're magically transported to the North Pole, where an elf explains that Scott must take Santa's place before the next Christmas arrives. Scott thinks he's dreaming, but over the next several months he gains weight and grows an inexplicably white beard. Maybe that night at the North Pole wasn't a dream after all, and maybe Scott has a lot of work to do.
This could definitely be a horror movie where Scott breaks into people's homes and kills them.
I know. I'm like, what the hell?
Magically up and down the chimney. Good Lord.
No, this is.
I can't imagine Tim Allen as a murderer in these movies. You just made Tim Allen a murderer.
Home Improvement. He's just like, ha, 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 ha. Just get a screwdriver. Sorry to anyone listening to us right now. I apologize. So it is PG, 1994. I think it's a fantastic Christmas movie.
94.
I mean,
30 years old next year.
I know, man.
30-year-old film.
We're old.
This was my suggestion. It is. I watched it back yesterday. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I love the storytelling. The graphics are quite immersive for 1994, by the way, with the tinsel breaking out of the jail, by the way, if you remember some of those moments from the movie. But I love this film. I think it brings together the spirit of Christmas. There are so many one-liners in this movie that I love. The weenie whistle, with Neil's little weenie whistle falling from the sky. It is great. I love it. It is so much fun. And by the way, I watched this one, and then I watched the Santa Claus 2, and without question, the original Santa Claus is just so much better than any of the sequels that came after it. But I love this movie.
1,000%. I mean, when someone says media franchise in the same scope of a holiday film, I think we all know why they keep making them, because people are going to just keep watching them because they recognize the brand name, not necessarily that they beat out the original. The original is the best one, for sure.
Example, Home Alone 3, 4, 5.
There's not a 5.
There is a 5.
No!
There is a 5.
It's 1 and 2. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only.
And 2 was still good, by the way.
2 might be
better than 1.
You can't. The problem is with 2 is you can't have 2 without 1, because you need all of the character development of 1
to get to 2.
To get to 2, it's just 2 is like next year.
I still think 1 is, and I've said this before, but I almost said Home Improvement.
Oh my gosh.
The original Home Alone is always going to be my favorite.
I do have a question though, based off of this, because it got me thinking while I was watching this movie. The best movie Santa Clauses, because I for my money, Tim Allen was one of, if not the best movie Santa Clauses.
That's a hot take that we should save for next week.
Yeah, I need to do my research.
No. That's a hot take for next week.
That's definitely
next week's hot take. Yeah,
it's good though. It got me thinking as I was watching this movie.
Really
I'm like,
good. That's
who does
really
a better
good.
Santa Claus?
That is great. By the way, Rye, that is 1,000% what we're doing next week.
Dang, that's gonna get.
That's going to get tough. That's going to get really tough.
It's going to get really... good call, buddy.
That is a good
one. That's a good pull. We all like this movie, yes?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a great Judge Reinhold move, too. That's just like a great role for him.
I did hate reading the other day that I showed you that article of the...
Well, we're not... It's Christmas. We're not even going to get into that. Somebody was
one of the co-stars on the show was like, Tim Allen was horrible to work with. He was horrible, blah, 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 blah.
Of course, they're saying that after they got a paycheck by working with him. Mm-hmm. I just want to point that out.
Whatever. He's
probably
still,
royalties right now.
Yeah, he's still fun in my eyes in the movie. I see him as the character, not as the person. So
I don't judge until I actually physically meet someone, and not just like, hey, I ran into them somewhere and came up and annoyed them. Unless I actually meet someone and I'm like when I met Tom Hanks,
Why would you say that? Why?
Tom Hanks was great. He was such a nice guy.
I'm sure he was, Chris.
Also,
I'm sure you appreciated it as much as I would too. Go ahead.
Being the son of divorced parents, I have had a Thanksgiving dinner with my father at a Denny's, so I definitely empathized in that moment with Tim Allen, for the record.
Oh man,
heck yeah!
Don't make me emotional. Stop it, Ryan.
Just saying. I like Denny's.
Do we stay with Christmas movies, because Wonka does come out this weekend?
Oh, I just don't have any interest in seeing that.
Really? I
Is
think
Wonka a Christmas movie?
No.
that's why.
That's why he was asking the question.
Oh,
Because-
okay. Oh, got it.
because
I was
Wonka
confused.
comes
Okay.
out.
Got
I've
it.
seen
Look,
so many
if you go
remakes.
see it and you like it, let me know. But everything that I've heard early reviews is it's just a big old nope. So if it's good, if you go see it and you like it, please let me know because I'll probably go see it.
Yeah.
If we're rating Santas, by the way,
No,
another
no,
potential
Ryan,
movie,
Ryan.
Another potential movie. I'm just
Ryan.
suggesting Miracle on 34th Street.
I
Maybe.
know. Yes, Ryan, stop. Don't do the hot take that you had a great idea on before we do the hot take.
Just suggesting
Just
movies.
don't.
What about Jingle All the Way featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh my gosh.
I have seen it. I can't
There's
lie.
that action movie that's out, Silent Night.
Oh yeah, with
Is that Mel Gibson?
no, it's
There's a Mel Gibson one too.
Silent Night. Yeah, Silent Night's the one with Elliot from the Newsroom. What's his name?
Ooh.
David Harbour. Gosh, where does that live in my brain? I don't know.
Yeah, that's out.
A special place. There's a folder. There's
Yeah.
a folder.
For
Wait,
sure.
that was out last year.
Was it? Did we
This-
watch it?
With this movie, Silent Night?
Oh, that's not what I'm thinking of.
That's not what I'm thinking of either.
Oh no, this is about a guy that it's in the preview. The guy's son dies and he gets injured with in his vocal cords. So it's in the trailer. It's in the trailer. He witnesses his son dies and he has a horrible injury that gets rid of his vocal cords and he can't talk, so he's not talking and he's on a gruesome.
No, it's not. It's not the season.
Let's
for
go
it.
with a true Christmas movie. Ryan, do you have a pick?
Jingle All the Way.
Bad Santa.
Okay, never mind. We're not watching Bad Santa. We've subjected everyone on this podcast to some of the most violent movies ever through October into November. Somehow,
We could do a chick flick comedy that's actually pretty good.
Or you know what I did really
that's
like.
Josh's wheelhouse. So
I'm listening.
he's listening.
Four Christmases?
A Bad Mom's Christmas. It's hilarious.
I don't really like that franchise personally, but
We don't have to go with Bad Santa or Bad Mom.
What about Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn? That one's pretty good.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Lord, can we pick something not adult?
Not adult?
The Family Stone.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Scrooged. We did this last year. I think we did last year.
Yeah, I absolutely would.
They hated it.
Did we do a Muppet Christmas Carol?
I don't think so. I'd be down.
It's better than you think it is, Rye.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
All right, that's what we're doing. A Muppet Christmas Carol. Make sure you watch it.
Meh.
Take it away, Josh.
Speaking of Christmas movies. My hot take is why Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring is a Christmas movie.
Oh my God.
Let me lay the facts out for you.
Okay.
Number one, it was released in theaters December 10th. Number two, and this is the first one of the franchise, just so we're clear, Fellowship
Yeah.
of the Ring. The movie starts with a jolly bearded guy showing up to surprise his little friends. There are elves, including Galadriel, handing out gifts to everyone. The Eye of Sauron sees you when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake.
Oh God.
The whole franchise is about one man working pretty hard to return an unwanted gift. And finally, according to the appendix of Lord of the Rings and all subsequent timelines, the quest starts on December 25th, which is Christmas, making Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring a Christmas movie. Thank you.
This is going to be the easiest and fastest version of this we've ever done because he says yes. Ryan?
You made a very convincing argument, Josh.
Thank you.
Do not
And
side
the-
with him. Ryan, do not side
and-
with him on this. I'm
the
saying
internet
this for
is
your
a-
health.
The internet is ablaze about this. There are a lot of folks that say that not only is it a Christmas movie, GQ is quoted as calling it the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I'm just saying,
first of all, we won't even get into that.
You forgot to add it takes 25 days to watch this movie.
I love this movie.
By the metric, if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then this is a Christmas movie.
That's completely
because it
untrue.
happens. It starts on December 25th, which is what
Josh,
Die Hard.
I'm with you. It's a Christmas movie.
And if it's not, then Die Hard is not a Christmas movie either. You're caught in the Die Hard Lord of the Rings gambit, my friend.
I am not actually at all. The fact that you have to research that this starts on December 25th for the journey in and of itself is indicative of the fact that it is not a Christmas movie.
There's
Christmas
not one
is
Christmas
not a thing.
light.
Hang on. There's not a thing about Christmas as something that's traditionally celebrated in this movie. They don't know anything about it.
Gifting on the 25th?
No, that's not. And by the way, if it starts on the 25th, that's not when the gifts were given out. And that's not when the elves appeared. And by the way, jolly old man, you left out...
jolly old bearded man.
Yeah, you left out the fact that he's the skinniest person in the entire franchise. There's a lot that overlaps here, and I understand why you're trying to make the connection because you're just trying to be contrarian, but you're wrong. This is not a Christmas movie in any way, shape, or form. And I say that as someone who wrote my senior advanced honors thesis on Return of the King. I love that you made these connections, and it's funny, but you're wrong. This is not a Christmas movie. It's something you can watch at Christmas if you want to.
So we have 2 yeses. Ryan's in.
1 no.
There's not one Christmas light in this movie.
So 2 no's, 2 yeses. I get why you did it. I get why you did it.
We're split on it.
No,
let's take it to the people.
I
Let the people decide.
First of all, if you guys vote for this as a Christmas movie, I'm going to be horrified.
Just know you have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever right now.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
Do it.
Follow your heart.
Do not do it.
Follow
As
your heart.
always, thank you guys for listening to The Quad with Chris Young. From me, Ryan, Josh, Haley. We love you guys. We love each other. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. And